Hello, I am Paula Bennett and welcome to my podcast, Ask Me Anything. Gone through plenty of ups and downs in my life and have learnt a lot along the way. But now that I've got a midlife crisis reinvention under my belt, I know it's never too late to learn something new. That's why on this podcast, I'm going to be talking to Kiwis from all walks of life to hear about how they got to where they are and get some advice and guidance on some of life's biggest questions. It is Pride Month here in Auckland with the festival running right through February. Plus, it is World Pride just across the ditch in Sydney this week as well. To celebrate and chat and learn about our wonderful rainbow community, I am joined by local drag artist Hugo Grrrl, aka George Fowler, and Miss Geena. Both are performing in a trans pride drag show as part of the festival this coming week. Hugo Grrrl was the winner of season 1 of House of Drag. He was the first transgender contestant alongside Trinity Ice to appear on the show and is also the first drag king to compete on and win a televised drag competition. Miss Geena competed in season 2 of House of Drag. She finished in 5th. And if you've been to the iconic Kaluzi Cabaret on Karanga Happy Road in Auckland anytime in the last few years, you will have seen her waitressing up a storm. Hugo Grrrl, aka George Fowler, and Miss Geena, welcome in.
Hi, gay.
Okay, shall I clarify first of all what names we're going by?
Yeah, sure. So both me and Geena are out of drag, so George is absolutely fine.
I'm Geena across the board with the double E's.
Woo! So we just go, so I get my GGs.
Yeah.
Yes.
George and Geena.
George and Geena. Okay, rules for my chat.
Oh, gosh.
no.
I didn't sign anything, so.
My first is that I'm allowed to ask you anything, but the second part of that is you don't have to answer.
Does that mean we get to ask you anything?
You can ask me anything.
Oh.
Again, I might not answer.
Oh, maybe we won't either.
Okay, and second is that this is a safe space.
Fabulous.
So me and my daughter we call it the no judgy zone.
Absolutely.
Yeah? You get to have good gossip about someone and then we both used to always look at each other and go, but no judgy.
We'll just use code words for people that we shade.
Yeah.
No, I'm on board with that. It sounds good.
Yeah, now that's exactly where we're at. Okay, quick fire questions to warm us up. If you could eat one meal for the rest of your life, no weight gain, no calories, none of that, what would it be, Geena?
Pizza.
Would it?
Yeah, why not? Because it's so versatile. You can just create anything on a pizza. So that's kind of the flaw there.
What's your favourite pizza then?
I'm so vegan, but yeah, just a classic pepperoni. What?
You traitor.
Hang on, don't tell anyone.
Well, it's no rules in this make-believe.
Well, exactly. It could be a vegan pepper. You can actually make like vegan meats these days, so it's definitely a vegan pepperoni. Whoa.
There you go.
Yeah.
One meal
gorgeous.
for you, George.
I'm going to go dumplings.
Oh, I love
Again, for versatility and also gorgeous comfort food.
I had a birthday coming up in a few weeks and friends were like, should we go out for dinner? And I went, no, let's just do a grazing platter. And spend about 3 hours just sitting there picking.
Just snacking.
food. And dumplings was on it, which is what reminded me. I was
gorgeous.
like,
Nice.
can we put some dumplings? Can we put some salmon?
Yes.
Can we put lots of nice cheeses? Can we? Yeah. Yum, yum, yum. Okay, favourite drag queen or king, but not you two. Ha.
You caught us out.
Like, that is a
Yeah.
hard one. It's so cheesy, but my sister, who's helped me with everything in my own drag career, ketamine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's our
Yeah,
auntie.
it's just, like she's been basically like my drag mother. So,
She's so nice.
Yeah.
Like the amount of times over the years where I have just like called her, like she is available and kind and lovely and supportive. And
Wow.
she is a deserving winner.
Oh,
Definitely.
I know, isn't
it?
that? That's
It's
not
wild.
entertaining. We should spread some gossip.
yeah.
Yeah. Is she really?
No, it's really annoying. Even when she's drunk, she's like, "It's so nice to see you." Like she's always a babe.
Do you have a go-to party trick?
I can lick my elbow, which not many people can do apparently.
I wish you'd pause then. I can lick my...
Oh,
Elbow.
yeah.
That's nice.
Producer, I'll just do that again. Silence.
Have you got a go-to party trick?
I can lick my Elbow.
Ah, it was beautifully done. Beautifully done.
Yeah, apparently I've got makeup on, so I don't want to wipe my makeup off, but like...
Oh, you can.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you can.
That's a long
I've seen
time,
the
Geena.
evidence for
Thank
those
you.
listening. Yeah, that's kind of cool.
I bet the lesbians are glad that I'm bisexual after seeing that tongue.
Yes.
Hey.
I was about to say that. I'm so glad that heteronormativity is not grabbed you.
No,
well
ma'am.
done.
No, ma'am.
Talented mouth. My party trick is I'm pretty good at, like, if people throw things, I'm pretty good at catching them in my mouth.
Ah,
Yeah,
What that mouth do.
exactly. We're both orally talented.
well, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, we have you on today to create better understanding of the LGBTQ plus community and help us all become allies of it. First of all, though, we're going to get to know you a little bit better, and then next up, we're going to get some advice. So, start with pronouns. First up, what do you use? Do you mind people asking? Is probably a good place to
No,
start.
it's
Absolutely.
always really, really good to ask.
Yeah.
Always.
Is it?
And
Yeah.
you should normalize the practice with everyone, even people you think you are sure of their pronouns with,
Yeah.
because you'll always be surprised. You can't know someone's pronouns just by looking at them. So
Yeah.
always ask. It's absolutely fine.
Yeah, and it's good. Yeah. Okay.
A good start is signing off your emails with your pronouns down the bottom somewhere or in your little signature.
Yeah.
Just have your own in there.
Yeah.
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 Mine, she, her, they, them.
Yep.
Right. And I'm a boring binary man, so he, him for me.
Yeah. Cool. So, yeah, it's...
Paula, what are your pronouns?
Yeah, I'm a she. I'm a she, her.
No,
Stunning.
say that with more confidence.
Yeah, do it.
You're a she.
Well, I am a she.
Yeah.
But I kind of have, see, here's my secret sort of thing. I should have been born a male and have been a drag queen. I've
You know,
always
wow.
thought that.
Females can do drag too.
Yeah, I know.
You can be a drag
Which
queen
is
too.
why
Let
we
us
need to
blow
talk
your
a bit more.
freaking mind.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was born in 1969, so it's a long time ago.
Lol,
and
69.
different- Yeah, and then different times then and that sort of thing. But I always felt that there was a budding drag queen in me.
There's an inner queen
And do you know
inside
why?
you.
Because I love a stage, love an audience, which we're going to talk a bit about with you guys, right? You get it? But then I also like to be anonymous. And so with my bit of fame that I've got, which we won't
Yeah.
call it that, but you know what I mean, the bit of profile I've got, I don't ever get to be anonymous.
Whack a wig on,
Wow,
baby.
exactly.
Tried that. Wig, hat, sunglasses.
No.
Walked into a cafe and someone went, "Oh, it's Paula." And I was like, didn't work.
Well, we'll sort you out with some
Yeah.
transformative makeup.
Yeah.
Your drag makeup wasn't enough to hide who you really are. So
Mm.
So I love the being so theatrical and stage thing.
Mm.
And then I sort of, for so many, ketamine's classic, right? Probably gets to walk down the street and
Yeah.
half the time and people won't recognise them. Anyway, we've gone slightly off track, so let's get back to that. So we've got our pronouns. Okay, George, I love the stage name.
You go, girl, baby.
You go, girl.
It's very important to support and encourage
Girl.
women.
And you got to give the
Yeah. Yeah.
girl. Yeah. And so how'd you come up with it?
I wanted a name that wasn't like hugely sexual. So I'm a drag king. So I dress up as like a big sparkly man on stage.
Mm-hmm.
And lots of drag king names are really like sexual puns, sort of like towards women. And I was like, I really feel like my character's like quite cute and nice and not really sexist. And so it was so funny to me to be like, you go, girl.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Also,
I like
Hugo's
it.
a cute name.
And Geena, how did your name come about?
So I use my legal name now, which as a trans woman, I was assigned a different name at birth. And when I started my transition, I asked Mum, did you have a female name in the works for me? And it was Geena. And so I sort of took that on board as my drag name.
So nice. You
Yeah.
asked your mum.
Yeah, I was like, what was the female name? And that way it's kind of like I'm now living the ultra feminized version of myself that I always wished that I got to when I was younger.
And you like
Yeah.
Geena?
I love Geena.
Yeah,
and
I
I
love
mean,
Geena.
it's spelled with a double E.
Yeah.
For those listening, you can't see, but they're definitely there.
Girl, that's a C at best.
Okay, so how do you create a character? How did the personalities of Miss Geena, we'll call it, because that's her on stage, isn't it? And then Hugo Grrrl, how did that character come about?
Here's the sort of tricky Venn diagram thing is that we are trans people in real life. Like we just walk through the world as I'm a man and Gina's a woman. But we also dress up in drag for our jobs and for fun. So we dress up where this is a woman dressing up as a woman
Yeah.
who used to be a man. I dress up. I'm a man dressing up as a man who used to be a woman.
Yeah.
So it's like, it is, yeah, people write their thesis on this. Don't
Yeah,
panic.
that's okay.
Did you start doing drag before you transitioned?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yes, same
We're the
for,
same.
for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is that a way of
Experimenting.
experimenting and working it all out? Because it's, it's big big questions in there, right? I imagine in those early times. And so being on stage and feeling it and being it.
It's safe, right? Like, so if you start experimenting with your gender, you know, like I had a big gender crisis but it was like, don't worry, it's just a costume. It's just for fun. And so it was like this really positive space to explore those big scary feelings and be applauded for it. You look so good. This is so interesting. And then, of course, just kidding, 3 years later, I would like to do this and be this all the time. Pretty please. Yeah.
Same for you?
Yeah, exactly the same. I was doing drag for a year when the light bulb just went on one night and I was like, hang on. When I'm presenting as a woman, it's right. It feels right.
You're comfortable.
Yeah.
So is it still drag? If you're a woman being a woman and you're a man being a man?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes, because drag isn't necessarily cross-dressing, you know, so like lots of amazing drag artists the world over are cis women being drag kings or men being drag kings or trans women being drag queens and, you know, like there's now a really famous trans man being a drag queen on Drag Race and stuff, Gottmik. So it really is like a big mishmash of
Wonderful.
It's a build your own adventure. You can just dress up as an alien and it's drag. You know, it doesn't even need to be gendered.
Yeah. Okay. No, that makes sense. But it's become more popular, right? It's become, not the norm, but you know what I mean?
Drag's become a lot more mainstream over the last few years. Yeah.
Is that RuPaul's Drag Race that's done it a bit?
I think it's had an influence, definitely.
Yeah.
And for me personally, I welcome it. It opens doorways for us to get more work. It's exposing people to this beautiful queer art form. And
it's increasing the permissibility of gender diversity, you know, like anything that is like, hey, you can be what you want to be. You can wear sparkles every day. Yeah. However you want to present to the world is great. Like the more people know about that, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Also, drag is so entertaining. Like it's just silliness and comedy and joy. Like it's so much fun to watch. And I think it's growing in popularity because more and more people are seeing it live and going, oh my God, it's so much fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So isn't it an alter ego?
Yes.
it can be and it can't be. Yeah.
I would say, I'll speak for myself, is that I feel like my character like fell out of me. Like it is very much like you could be a leader. I really believe that drag characters are true alter egos. They're not like characters that are constructed. They just happen. They just fall out of you.
Yeah.
Like I think like Mr. Bean is a really good example of a character I would consider like a true alter ego. Like how would you fabricate that? It's not. It just fell out of Rowan Atkinson.
That. It just is there within. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, and of course it's like a heightened version of myself.
Yeah.
You know? So a lot of people use the metaphor that like drag is like a disguise, whereas I reckon it's the opposite. You're like stepping into a louder, more true version of yourself.
Completely.
Yeah.
And it's a safe place to do that, Geena?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
So are you the same then for you, that character, if you like?
I'm a little bit different. Like when I first started drag, I really tried to find a character and create this character. So Ketamine, she character studied ketamine to start with, and that's how she came up with these things. I tried to, because my first drag name was actually Ariana Grinder.
Oh,
good
which
God.
I actually, no one else has taken that drag name, and I think it's great.
But it's so good.
But and I really tried to create a character, but for me, I couldn't create a character, or like the drag within me wasn't coming out because I still didn't know who I was yet. I didn't know my true self yet. And so through drag, I realized I was trans. That started happening. And only within the last couple of years when I've been doing drag full time is where I found that character, with only in the last couple of years. And I've been doing drag for almost 10 years.
Yeah.
So it can be an instant thing. It might be something that happens over time.
So let's talk about that then. So you're full time?
Yes.
Yeah, both of you, or?
Yeah, almost. It's like my primary income.
How hard is it to get work and to get paid for it, to make a living?
Sometimes it's hard to get paid, yes. Following up invoices, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But no, it's a hustle. It really is. And it's a profession where you are the face, the name, everything. So you've got to really put yourself out there and treat people right as well. There's a level of professionalism if you do want to take this seriously.
Yeah.
But as long as you're still enjoying it, then I think
it's
you've
worth
found
it.
the
It's
right
worth
place.
all the hassle.
Yeah,
definitely,
yeah.
So if someone invites you along because they're opening something or that sort of thing, in different contexts, you might or might not get paid. If it's to come and perform or MC, or will you?
Nah, I think me and Geena are both at the stage where it's like, great, what rate have you got in mind?
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. I'm good on you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I always invoice for a deposit before the event as well, just as a security.
Because if you're reserving that day in your calendar, especially if it's like a weekend night,
Yeah.
could be doing something else.
Yeah.
So both me and Geena work for what you would consider like commercial drag cabarets. So Geena's at the iconic Kaluzi, which has been going for like 30 years or something. Right?
Yeah. We had our 25th anniversary recently up on Karangahape Road, which is amazing. So yeah, through Kaluzi, I'm getting a lot of gigs, which is just, it's the staple, it's this hub. And of course, Hugo is at Phoenix Cabaret.
Yeah, which is like the sibling venue down the road.
Yeah.
And I, alongside with my drag friend Monty Montgomery, we're the first drag kings to join the prestigious Kaluzi Phoenix family. So it's really exciting.
That's fantastic. Okay, Geena, Drag Race Down Under has been a huge hit. Would you ever put your hand up for it?
I'd love to get on one day. Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
I think we need a trans woman competing on there.
Yeah.
Hasn't quite happened yet. We had a few non-binaries. Yes, come on, trans community. But give a trans woman that spot.
And there's never been a drag king, has there, on any of the Drag Race sort of franchises?
There has not. So I was the first king to compete on any televised reality drag thing, which was House of Drag.
In the world, right?
In the world, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it was wonderful, low budget New Zealand television, but it bloody counts, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, there has never been a drag king. And we are so fast approaching it. Like there's so much gender. What's a PG version of the word I want to use? Gender fun.
Yeah.
There's gender fun happening on RuPaul's Drag Race a lot now. There's even like Beards on the Runway. There's a trans man who's competed. Like it's just time for us to recognize masculine drag because like all that Drag Race does is explore and parody femininity, but God, does masculinity deserve to be made fun of?
Absolutely.
Yeah, right. And there's this whole world of drag that currently hasn't made it to the mainstream that's equally as entertaining and good. It's just wild.
Yeah. And our men and boys need to see it.
Mm-hmm.
They do, because it's a way of expressing for them themselves and seeing that part, and it teaches as well as entertains. And, through humour, right?
Yes, absolutely.
We learn through humour.
It is. It's through comedy and kindness. Like, you're absolutely right. Like, what education is better than that? It's nice to look at. It's entertaining, and all that juicy education happens through jokes. Yeah. Gorgeous.
Yeah. We love it. Okay, so you're both transgender. And you've already talked a bit about it, but realising it feels like it's massive, right? And you know that you're in for quite a process to get to where you want to be and everything else. So talk me through some of that.
Well, I think everyone's transition is completely different.
Okay.
I think one of the misconceptions is that someone has to medically transition to be considered transgender. That isn't a thing anymore. It never really has been a thing. How you identify, how you present is up to you.
Yeah.
And people need to respect that, I think, to start with.
For sure. So a lot of the time, you've been very respectful. We are not roasting you.
Yeah, sorry.
No. But like a lot of the time, the first question people ask is like, "Oh my God, so what's the deal? You having surgeries?
Have you had the snip yet?
You're on the moans," and it's kind of
not.
like, I am as much a man now as I was pre any medical intervention. Like gender is an identity; it is in the brain. It is in so many things about ways you present yourself to the world. It's also so rude. Like if you wouldn't ask your random colleague about their dick, maybe don't ask me about mine, you know?
Yeah.
Like it is so personal. But anyway, yeah. So
no, that's good advice.
Yeah.
I'm quite proud that I've managed to shift the thoughts of quite a few older homophobic men.
Wow.
And the way I did that was, I'd sort of go, what's your problem? You know what I mean? Like I've been listening to it off and on for, what's your problem? And they go, I don't know what they do together. And I'd go, I think you've got a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the one thinking about them having sex.
I don't look at a heterosexual couple and wonder what they do.
Yeah, exactly.
How am I doing it with anyone? You know what I mean? And they would literally go bright red. And I'd go, have you got something you want to talk about? I mean, if you're thinking about two men sleeping together, maybe maybe you want to explore that.
I know, you just seem fascinated, darling. Yeah, maybe a little bit obsessed.
Yeah, so it's kind of that, like you just sort of saying, I wouldn't ask a co-worker at work about his bloody dick, so why would I ask you? And it's a bit like that when people are making judgments on who sleeps with who. It's like, oh.
You don't need to go there.
Oh,
But me and Geena both have had journeys of sorts. Like every trans person does go through a journey, whether it's medical or not. So like I'm really happy to talk about all of that. Like I have been on hormones been on testosterone for maybe like 3 years.
Well, yeah.
Because that was a year before I had my top surgery. So I had effectively it's a mastectomy to like shape pecs out of what was formerly breast tissue.
Yeah.
And so I had that 2 years ago, and I've been out as a trans person for over 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm at 9 years
Wow.
almost identifying as trans and being on hormones, I believe. So it's kind of just gone.
Yeah.
But I've been on and off hormones, it's sometimes I'll be like, you know what, I just need a break from those because, female hormones, whoa.
Yeah.
I've experienced some mood swings, just saying.
Hey, I'm going through menopause.
I'm like,
I've
whoa.
been through it.
But it's just how you want to feel and like what's best for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Same on testosterone. It gives you a horrifying understanding of the masculine condition because I am starving and pimply and hungry and horny all of the time.
Wow.
All of the time.
Are you in relationships?
I am single currently.
I
Good
am
to put
with
it out
my
there.
Chihuahua.
great.
Yeah, he's adorable.
Actually, that's true. My primary relationship is with my cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should date. That
I
sounds
think
sad.
It's right in front of us.
Yeah, there you go.
That'd get them all going, wouldn't it? Hey? When we come back, advice on how to be a supporter of the LGBTQ plus community. Our advice segment today is about being an ally of our LGBTQ plus community, which I like to think I am. You can critique that as you like. We've already talked a bit about it, but let's talk about that kind of level of support that's out there. And it is different today than what it used to be. And we were sort of talking about the gender roles and, some people just come in with these preconceived ideas. And for some of them, it's because it was drilled into them daily, right? Yes, because we come
more than daily, constantly.
Yeah.
Our ideas about so gender is a social construct, right? Like as people, we decided what these categories were and meant. We decided what a woman is and what a man is and what those two things look like.
Yeah.
And we sort of, because it's so ingrained in everything, it's quite a trip to start unpacking that and realizing that 20 years ago, that was different. And 100 years ago, that was completely different. And in Māori culture, it's completely different. And every culture and era has had a different idea about what those things are. So
people were dressing in drag, though, right back to the Romans.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
I mean, what a man was considered, speaking of drag, like Regency era men, wigs, makeup, tights, heels.
Yeah.
It was
Rock me Amadeus.
Absolutely. It was considered the height of masculinity. And less than 100 years ago, the colours for boys and girls were flipped.
Switched, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
were they?
Yeah.
I didn't know that one.
Yeah,
And
so
like young boys would wear dresses like little infants.
Oh, yeah,
so
true.
it's just,
Yep. And all babies were called girls. It was a name for baby. Yeah.
And society is completely set up around these gender stereotypes, aren't they?
Yeah.
And we like boxes
Yep.
and people to fit nicely in them at some level
Yep, absolutely.
as a society. And then as that's being pushed and moved, as you say, it's a big thing for some people to get their minds around.
Huge.
Yeah? So how do we help them?
Well, I think a great way to start is by talking about the fact that these gender roles hurt everyone. At the moment, we're seeing a huge push for men's mental health in New Zealand, which is incredible. But let's not remember that it's toxic masculinity that teaches people that men can't talk about their feelings. So I think question gender. Everyone has a gender identity. Everyone has a way that they like to present in the world. Everyone experiences gender joy when they put on different outfits or whatever, some people adore floaty things, some people adore color, and all of these are affirming in one way or another. Also, what blows my mind is that by most standards of most eras, we are all radically transgressing gender. You know, like if someone 200 years ago saw us, they'd be like, oh, yeah, like we are all a little bit transgender. You know, like Geena and I have transgressed this line in the sand, which is like what we call conceptions of gender now, right? And so our journey is a little bit harder and it faces a lot more discrimination, is a lot scarier. But really, we all have complex relationships to gender, you know?
Yeah.
Because that's advice and I don't think that's very neat advice, right? But like,
so knowing that and accepting it means that you're going to be a better supporter and get on with life in such a different way. Is that?
Well, you'll probably be happier. Like, what if you start questioning the social roles that you fit into and you're like, well, why do I do this? Why do I think it's my job to do this around the house? Do I want to wear this? Am I comfortable in this?
Yeah.
Is it okay that I fit into this social role in the house or in the workplace? Mm-hmm. Why don't I think it's okay to hold my best friend's hand or, you know, like just start questioning the world around you?
Yeah. Geena, what do you reckon? What's the sort of support you want out there?
Jill just put it like perfectly, so that's great.
Sorry, I just mansplained over you.
I know, it's fine. I'll take my gender role seriously and just like nod at what you say.
Oh my God, don't. Don't.
Wow. And there is that, I mean, as you were talking as well then, George, I was just thinking about those stereotypical gender roles and the way society puts them on them, and not to make it all about me, but I'm 53 now, right? I've frickin' had enough of, because I'm strong, I'm a bitch, and because I'm
probably a dyke.
Yeah, and because
you've been called that a few times.
God, heaps. And because I'm bossy, my husband must be completely emasculated. Someone literally in a few weeks ago looked at my husband and went, when's she going to give you your balls back? You know, and it's because I had an opinion on something and frickin' said it and, off I'd gone. I was just like, it's frickin' offensive to everyone. You know what I mean? Like, just because I'm a bloody stroppy, opinionated, always have been, by the way, you put me immediately in this gender role and you put him in this immediate gender role. It's all fluid, man.
Exactly. Yeah. I think that's what it comes down to. It's fluid. Everything is fluid. We're all water.
Yeah.
Truly.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah, that is like next level, like retrograde, right? Like you're in a heterosexual relationship and someone has to be like this and someone has to be like this. And it's affront to my gender role if you were a strong woman. Like that is just like exhausting.
So maybe some people listening now, if they got their head a little bit around it and give a wee personal example like that, then they could actually stretch their minds into putting it into the trans world, into a completely different place. That means that it's actually, like in their own minds can go, it's actually fun and safe and the world's all right out there.
It is going to be okay. Yes. It's going to be okay.
It gets better. Okay, should everyone be worried about offending people all the time?
No,
I think it's always okay to ask questions. Definitely.
Yeah. We've gone in the keep your mind out of my privates.
Yeah.
We don't need that.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of fear around trans issues because it is sensitive and because people are worried about like technically doing things wrong to offend the trans community. And my advice with that is like Google. Like if you're not sure about something, Google will have the answer. There's lots of smart people giving good advice. You're going to be fine. So if you're not sure how to refer to someone or not sure what's going on, you can always Google and then you can always ask. But also like we come from drag where a lot of, especially like the old style of drag was designed to be offensive. And I think that's a little bit different.
Yeah, I think going on that is like that was pushing the boundaries because the world needed to be shaken in a way. And now we're starting to refine what's happened.
Yeah, we're like, we can still make jokes that are satirizing the right things without like ruining the nights of really, really hurting people's feelings in the audience. So I think Geena and I in our hosting styles, we try and like tread more that line than actually being like racist, sexist, homophobic.
Yeah. You don't have to resort to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then as you say, even just back to the kind of the drag and the characters, we're just seeing in the younger ones and, yourselves included, just so much fun and so different and completely mind-bending at times in the best possible way, that it's not just the, how masculine can you look or how feminine, this completely wonderful, I just think it's so different now.
I think like masculine fashion at the moment is making me so happy.
Yeah?
Because when I when I was transitioning and trying to figure out what clothes I felt good in and what I would pass as masculine more as I walked through the world, I was so bored. And that's because of toxic masculinity, right? Like the scope of what is acceptable of how to express yourself through fashion is so limited.
Yeah.
And now we're seeing like so much like campy color, interesting shapes, like the idea of what's acceptable for men in particular to wear is like growing, and that is so great.
Awesome. Yeah, so cool, eh? How do I have a conversation with a 13-year-old that's sitting there and is obviously going through gender questions? Because that's hard, right?
Yeah, I think don't panic is maybe the first.
Like I just did.
Yeah. Well, just talking to a 13-year-old.
I'm like,
in
how
general
do we talk to children?
Yeah.
Yeah, truly. Like, don't panic. So, like, people, there is no action required. The most important thing is to support, right?
And so, again, you might ask them,
yeah,
how do you want
what
me?
What can I do?
Yeah, well, and pronoun, what do you want me to? And change your mind next week if you like. Would you say that?
Is
that all right?
Totally can.
Good.
Because we are all questioning. Our identities are always fluid, and how we, we'll be questioning where we sit in the world and on the gender spectrum till the day we die. Like, I'd be surprised if a 13-year-old these days wasn't having some kind of gender or sexuality questioning. Because you should question your place in the world. But that said, people who are in the rainbow family have much worse health outcomes. And always that's because of the lack of family support and prejudice experienced by the world. So, like, you want to keep your kids safe, support them.
Yeah. And that means just constant, like we do with anything, right? Keep talking, keep being open, no judgy.
No judgy.
Fuck that judgy, man.
Yeah.
And go for the ride.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
If imagine, man, if I was a parent and a 13-year-old was like, I'm having big feelings, I'd be honored. Like the incredible trust of a kid to be able to like share that. You must be doing something right as a parent.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. And for that young person, there's not enough help out there, eh? There's not enough good advice. So thank you guys for coming on even and talking like this, because the more we do that, even as you were talking, I kept having that sort of 13, 15-year-old in my head, and just going, man, it's hard enough being a teenager anyway. And then we're all going through the questioning at that stage and that sort of thing. And how do we look after their mental health and get them the kind of help that they need if they do want to have someone to talk to? Is it out there?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of youth groups happening now, even in small. So I grew up in Whakatane.
Yeah.
Very small town. Wasn't aware of any other queer person when I was in high school at all. Now there's a youth group down there set up that meets every single week in the evenings for queer youth to just go and chat. And that is so amazing. And I actually drove through there recently, and the intermediate that I went to has a queer mural up. And I'm just like, it is changing.
Yeah.
Slowly, but it's changing.
Yeah.
So there's more and more available for sure. Just go for a hunt. I think where a big crisis is at the moment in Aotearoa is trans healthcare. The waiting lists to get, like, let's remember that it's life-saving healthcare. It's not a choice. It's not an option for people who are so uncomfortable in our bodies that it is a life-threatening issue. The waiting lists are like 50 years long. Yeah. So I think some big changes are coming in. I have heard whispers of this, which is really, really great because you're keeping people alive and happy. So I paid out of pocket for my big surgery, and I'm incredibly lucky to have been able to do that because my quality of life would not have been good, And I can't imagine waiting for decades. Yeah. Like that makes me angry.
Oh, well,
So,
let's hope we see changes there then.
for sure.
I'm going to tell you my rainbow family story.
Please.
So I went into Parliament, it must have been about 18 years ago now, I want to say. Anyway, took my one of my best friends. So he was there for my maiden speech, which is a big deal for us when we're doing it. And then some of his other friends that I'd met, came along. And anyway, at the after thing, he comes up and he goes, "Oh, all my gay boys were just asking if you're in the family." And this is me. I went, "I am not pregnant." I was like so offended. And he goes, "It's not like you to be offended because you're," and then I went, "I'm not pregnant. That's just terrible."
Not in the family way is very different from being in the family, darling.
I got that quite wrong at the time.
you did.
And of course, he's just reminded me of it every possible chance he can.
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
Story.
So, I literally, this was our wonderful queer community in Wellington asking if I was, part of the community. And I thought they were asking if I was in the family way.
That is gorgeous. I love that.
But so I'd happily be part of the family.
So to clarify, you are not part of the family in the royal queer way.
Well, hey, I'm a bit with you guys that I think that sexuality and gender and all that is pretty fluid, and I always have,
Paula just confirmed she's met out with a woman.
There we go.
God.
There we go. There's
Yes.
Log out. My way of not so much rebelling, but when I was 12 or 13, and I think having that normal time when you question, and I was the only girl, 2 boys, and a very, very patriarchal father. Very, 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 very. I call him my resilience builder. So so my way was I went and cut all my hair off. Yeah, really short. And that was quite something at that time in the sort of would have been late 70s, right? And I just remember coming home and my father, we all had to sit at the table and you weren't allowed to talk unless you were spoken to. And my father just literally banged the table, and all the cutlery shakes. And he just went, "Well, shall we address this?" And looked at my mother and went, "This is your fault that she's a lesbian." And I was 12 years old.
Oh, wow.
And I just remember getting up from the table in a flood of tears and running away, and my mother coming after me. But I didn't know what a lesbian was.
Right, yeah.
So I didn't know, but obviously this was a terrible thing,
It's
the
a
way
very
my
bad
father was
thing.
saying it.
Yes.
So some days you want to wear bloody men's jeans and a plaid shirt. I'm being so stereotypical now.
No, but
And then
in a
other
way,
days I want to be a girl and
Yeah.
fluid, and I don't know. It's its own little version of it, really.
That
It
is,
truly
it
is.
is.
You're not wrong.
yeah.
Okay, George, you have worked as a gender and diversity consultant, is that right? In that corporate rainbow education?
Yes, I currently work as a gender diversity and inclusion consultant, which is too long. We need a new title. But yes, I do.
It's all right. You can come up with some crazy acronym that we can all stumble over.
I should.
Okay, tell me what it means.
Yeah, so basically I run, that's why I love talking about gay stuff. I run rainbow awareness workshops. So like 2 hours, real basic definitions and tips and tricks and stuff.
Who to?
To workplaces usually. Yeah.
Okay.
So to people who are keen for their workplaces to get a little upskilled on what it means to be part of the rainbow family and how they can be better allies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how can a workplace be more inclusive?
Great. So education is the biggest thing, is for an organisation to have a baseline of understanding. So the company I work for is called Pride Pledge, and our aim is basically to get like as many people in an organisation through a training and part of the conversation as possible, because if everyone knows that it is a good and okay thing to be rainbow, like that is like the baseline, right?
Yeah.
And then of course lots of people, because the space is moving really fast, lots of people don't know what being trans is, lots of people don't know what being non-binary is. So the more people we can just be like, hey, by the way, singular they pronoun, not a crisis, non-binary is a real thing, the more of a nice experience new staff members coming in are going to have.
Yeah.
I also do trans consultation when new workplace policies come in, so like gender inclusive leave policies, or like a big one has been, for for same-sex couples having children, what does that parental leave policy look like?
Yeah.
So some consultation around that as well. It's gorgeous, fun work.
Do you know what I do? And I've been doing it for years, and you can tell me if this is right or wrong, and I don't mind being told off, because we've all got to keep learning, right? That's part of life. It's particularly when I've got a new employee, because I find if you just do it early, it's easier. And I would literally in the first couple of days just go, let's go for coffee, and then just go, is there anything personally that you want to tell me that will help me make this a better workplace for you? And that might actually be around religion, culture, sexuality, mental health. You know what I mean? And like, it's amazing what some people, will tell you.
I think it's like a nice broad.
Well, I've never had a
thing
bad
to
reaction
ask.
to it.
Yeah.
I mean, some people have
I'm
just
fine
said no,
with that.
and I go, well, it's your business, right?
Yeah.
Tell me anything, don't tell me anything. But I always think, well, if there's something I can do, then I would like to know that I should do that. And, if you don't want to be included in the Christmas celebration because you don't celebrate Christmas, or if you, I know that sounds silly, but you know what I mean?
No, it's not.
Yeah.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yep. That's pretty much the
You're doing
thing.
the right thing there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, gosh.
Yeah. So education is like the biggest thing. You can always ask for pronouns, but try your best not to presume pronouns. Put your pronouns in your email signature and your online bios is like the most basic thing you can do. And if you're an organization who is actively trying to be more inclusive, a lot of people critique this as tokenism, as to like put rainbows up. But for your rainbow whānau entering a workplace, to know that they have a visual signpost that they are accepted is actually pretty bloody cool.
Yeah.
So,
Toilets, just make them more gender neutral. I mean, it's so simple. We just want to go take a shit or piss.
yeah.
We don't care which toilet we're who cares?
Yeah.
But also don't make the disabled toilet the gender neutral toilet. Like, just make them all gender neutral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's
lots
simple,
lots of new buildings are doing gender neutral toilets. That is a really good point.
This is simple,
Yeah. So for people, especially, there's so many reasons that gender neutral toilets are awesome.
Yeah.
But one of them is like, if you're a non-binary person or you're a trans person who doesn't pass yet, figuring out what toilet that's going to be safest for you to go into is a nightmare. So like, I can't speak for Geena, but like the last 3 years have been like such a saga of, am I going to give women a fright, or am I going to get beaten up?
Yeah.
Like, it's quite scary. Yeah. So gender neutral toilets, really good.
Okay. Geena, you mentioned inclusive language. What does that mean practically for people in the workplace?
Super simple. Instead of referring to people as like guys, you could just say, hey, everyone, or hey, folks. Little things like that. Just change your vocab a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sure, in a workplace you'd be like, so what does your husband do? And it's like, oh, well, wife actually. So you can say partner, or you can say y'all, or like instead of ladies and gentlemen, you can be like, there's a million options for ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. But
like there's nothing worse than someone coming up to a cafe table and being like, hello, ladies. And it's like, hi, like I am not, Yeah. There's also really cool family versions. So like nibbling for nephews and nieces, which is just faster.
Oh, I like
that's
it.
so good.
Yeah.
Nibblings.
Yeah.
And of course, like pibbling is like the aunt or uncle version. And then all the other ones are pretty straightforward, like partner, spouse, parent, sibling, child,
Yeah. All right. Okay, I've got that. And what about advice for those wanting to get into the drag scene?
Do it.
Yeah, do it. It's such a fun place to just be whoever you want to be and figure stuff out. Yeah.
Could I come and do it just for one night?
Yes.
Of course.
On Celebrity RuPaul, they transform
To be a
someone,
celebrity to
don't
get
they,
on there,
for-
Paula.
Yeah. That's me out.
That was called shade.
Oh, she's a queen.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That
That's
stressed me
all right.
out.
I've had
No,
better.
New Zealand should do like a little celebrity drag something. We could do that. Hey, Warner Brothers.
Do you want to be a drag king or a drag queen?
I don't know.
It sounds like you maybe wanted to be a queen.
Yeah. I could see that for you.
Yeah.
Geena will sort you out.
Yeah, I do love the big theatrical.
I charge for makeup though.
Do you?
Just saying.
Yeah, big theatrical.
Yeah.
Full
I can
on.
see it. How
Some
good are you with big heels?
organza.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm good on heels.
Ooh,
Stunning.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's good. All right, I'm just quite pleased about that. Okay, George, Geena, I now have a segment where we get to mix things up a bit. Podcast is called Ask Me Anything. Although I feel like you've already asked me anything. You get to ask me anything if you want to, but you've kind of already...
Yeah.
used it. Good, right, moving on.
No, hang on a second.
Hold up.
I've
You're
got
not
one.
getting away that
So
easy.
you want to be a
I
drag
tried.
queen, we need to think of a name. And why is it Miss Benefit?
Pull your benefit.
Oh my God, you just...
I only just
That's
came up with
good.
that.
That's
I
it.
literally only just came up with that.
It's set
I
in
honestly haven't
stone.
planned it.
That's done.
That's
Well,
terrible.
now you got to do it.
That's terrible.
See, and that's what drag is about. Not taking anything seriously.
Yeah, yourself too
Life isn't serious.
seriously.
You know what I mean? And that's what I love about you right there. You owned that. I threw a bit of shade at your way and you took it in and you made it your own.
You'd be a good drag
That's
queen. You'd be a good drag queen.
Yeah, I do. I'm quite good at the shade. And
Oh my gosh!
But
can
I'm
you
not
imagine
yeah.
Paula on a mic like dealing with hecklers?
Yeah,
I'm terrified.
That's one thing is like the hecklers. And
Yeah, I
it's
would
actually
love
quite fun sometimes.
I
I
quite
think
love
you
a
should pack it
heckler.
in. I genuinely think you should just
Have a night.
just like as a career, just commit.
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't doing that well, is it? How's the podcast doing? Just, become a drag queen.
the 10 people out there listening, please ignore that. Thank you very
We love you,
much.
10 followers. Hi.
Finally, zip it, sweetie.
I just got
This is,
chills.
and this is your shade, right? This is where we all get to have a bit of a rant or vent about someone or something that has killed your buzz.
Are we thinking the same thing?
I don't think so. What are you thinking?
Rainbow story time.
Oh no!
A little fun backstory. I actually did Jacinda in drag once upon a time.
This is
you
iconic.
could.
This was
So
one of my first
it's-
introductions
you
to
could do
Geena.
that.
Yeah, just before the election when she became Prime Minister, I actually
Wow.
did a performance to the song Woman's World by Cher.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a woman's world.
And like the red blazer, it was
I had a
beautiful.
blazer. I used sound bites throughout her like campaign of like, it is like inappropriate to ask a woman in the workplace that, like all these
Oh,
little
I
sound
love
bites.
it.
And I won a drag wars competition about it. Anyway, I think I'm the reason why Winston chose her. So you're welcome. Yeah. So
I
you
like
can
it.
say zip it sweetie to me. And that's why I got chills. I was like, oh my God, it was serious there.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything you want to zip it, sweetie, to?
I just want drag kings on TV, man. That's what
Yeah.
I want.
Yeah.
It's just so, because men are considered to be more creative people, more talented. Their art is more legitimate. It is sexism to not obviously openly include AFAB creators like myself on the big time screen.
Yeah.
That's what I would like to rant about.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I like the vent. I like the rant.
Don't kill our buzz, man. Also, the timing of this is kind of weird. I'm going directly after this to get my testosterone shot. And it's bullshit that I need to do it. It's so annoying. I have to get like a giant needle shoved into my ass.
And who would choose that?
Who would choose that?
You know?
It's horrible.
Yeah.
And it's like this thick, oily liquid and the needle's in for like 2 minutes while they slowly inject it into my muscle.
And I'm on the opposite side. Like my hormones, like I have no sex drive. I am not horny. I hate it.
Right.
Like I want sex.
Yeah. It like takes
Help.
your sexuality away.
You know?
Whereas I'm just like
Who would choose
it
this
sucks.
lifestyle?
You're allowed to say it sucks.
I'm grateful
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
healthcare, but it sucks.
George, Geena, thank you so much for your time today. Okay, Aucklanders listening in, you can catch a Trans Pride drag show this Friday. More information on aucklandpride.org.nz. You must be looking forward to it.
Oh my goodness. So 8 p.m. February 24th at Phoenix Cabaret, my home bar. Geena is headlining. I am hosting and organising it, and the lineup is ridiculous.
It's so good. It's just some of the best trans artists in New Zealand. I mean, there's so many now, but
Yep.
this is it for now.
And
Yay.
these
And
artists,
everyone's welcome, right?
incredibly.
Yeah.
If you are, yes, like the more the merrier.
Yeah.
No matter who you are, this event is for you, and it's going to be like an incredible educational moment in addition to being sickeningly entertaining.
Cool.
So
That's what we want. Okay, if people want to book you, if people want to find you, how do they find you both?
probably Instagram.
Yeah, MissGeena.com.
Yep, easy.
Oh, nice. She's got an active website.
Woo. This was our Pride episode of Ask Me Anything. You can get in touch with me by emailing askpaula@nzherald.co.nz. Send me through your questions for the podcast or any thoughts you have. Find me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Follow the podcast on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts. And you can also read my weekly column in the Herald on Sunday. I'm Paula Bennett. Ask Me Anything. Goodbye.